Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Factorio, and we have successfully doubled our iron production. Circuits are flowing again, and it is time here for me to start setting up my personal stations. Here I'm checking the train stations to make sure that the numbers are correct. I don't think they still are, because I saw 4.0 and it should be 4400. But maybe it's going by so fast I didn't notice it. Making sure the biters are still held at bay. We've got a lot of trees around us, so as much as they screw up our ability to expand, they do help keep the biters away. A tree a day keeps the biters away. I don't know if you noticed there, I set up the a station at the circuits base called Octothorpe Green, or #green. That is not a Twitter tag. That is to make the green, my personal green station, always show up at the top of the list, so that it's easy for me to get there. So whenever I want to go to the green station, I can go to that station instead of trying to find a station in there that is available and also unique to it. Because as we get less and less specific, as we get more and more generic with our stations, it's going to be harder and harder for me to get around via train unless I have these specific stations built up. So I'm going to be doing that on every station, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. Yeah, there was no power at our drop-off station 2. That train was just sitting there not doing anything because it wasn't unloading. So oops on that one, but I fixed it. I got power there now, so we're all good. And there is a lot of iron ore flowing, which is good. Let's see. I take a manual train. Where am I going? Oh, I'm going to the new area because we still have to set up belts. And I had left last episode. I had gone up there to pick up belts and or pick up trains. I'm sorry, but train tracks. But I had totally forgot to do that. So I'm deciding here. I'm in map mode and I'm trying to decide where I want to place the where I want to place a drop down. I was thinking I was going to make a big square, and I see that water there, and I'm like, I'm not sure what I want to do. So I decide instead to just have a spur and not actually make a cross through. I don't think that's necessary. I can always build a cross up later, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm just going to build a spur going off to the north from the train tracks I'm on currently, and then that spur is going to then go up, and I think I got my train a little bit too close, so it's not going to delete those train tracks. But I'm going to send the spur up and then send a station off of there. That's my plan currently. But after I place this station and I look at it in map mode here in a second, you will see that I don't feel like there's enough room to justify a spur going up and a station. So I decided to remove this thing with my train on the tracks and instead go right to replacing the rail lines that I had put there. Eventually this thing will finish deleting the tracks here, and note that the tracks, oh no, it actually placed the tracks over that. That's nice to know that it does that. I'm just going to build my spur station. That's good enough off the main line to place this thing here, and right here seems like a perfectly good spot. So I place it here, let my blue build do all the building for me, and then I don't know what I'm doing with trains right now. I think I'm heading back to where I want to go to drop off iron ore, but see, there is no drop off iron ore. Oh, I just crashed into the train there on the way back up. That's the problem with running manual, but oh well. So we and now they're enabled because they're available for dropping off. It's just, see, if I had an Octothorpe station up here, then I would be able to get up here reliably every time, and that's kind of an important thing to do, obviously. So that's something I'm probably going to do in the near future, and I might also do something tricky with enabling and disabling them so that I can have a supply train and then send that supply train to an Octothorpe station on command and have it bring me stuff. That's kind of the ultimate goal here. But anyway, moving on here, we manually making more train engines because I'm gonna need to bring more supplies down to that base. So I'm just kind of stuffing the supplies in here and getting some train engines and some cargo wagons, which it's only making them 2 at a time, which is kind of annoying. It's nice that it's not using up all the resources to make them when I really don't need that many, but 2 is a little short. Maybe I could put like put them in a box and put one square of the box used for cargo wagons. That would probably be a good thing. I decided to save on a little bit of rails here. There's no reason ever to go from that one station to the other one, so I just deleted those rails just to clean up the thing a little bit. And then I come down here and I manually drive through and build all these rails and take down all the trees with the blueprint mod, blue build. Love it. And then I decided I need to get rid of the trees, and I just use a red one. I could have filtered for trees, but I'm lazy. I'm too lazy to do it the easy way. I had to do it the hard way and let the thing delete all the things. But what are you gonna do? So here I am. I decided now I'm gonna clear the trees out first, and then build the stations, which is really the way you want to do it. And I'm trying to be conservative with my grenades because I'm not making them. So you see I chop down the rock instead of using more grenades on it. And I'm also trying to aim my grenades so that they're destroying the most amount of trees possible. Then of course I wasted on a couple other trees, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Then I decided I need to place some things, and what we need for belts is we need iron, obviously, we need gear wheels, and we also need circuits. Those are the 3 main components in every single belt in the game. Well, I should say every single belt that you use on a regular basis in the game. And then I decided I'm going to set up my my coal station here because I don't want a train running out of steam if it's literally if it doesn't have any coal. Also, now it's nighttime again, so I decided to prioritize placing of power lines. And you notice the coal train is just kind of cycling back and forth because that station is enabled, and it's going to continually go back and forth until I set up the thing to disable that station. So that's kind of a priority because that train's kind of wasting time and effort going back and forth when it really doesn't need to. But in order to enable and disable, I need chests. So obviously I can't have the belts set up the way that they are now. And I also don't want to waste coal by putting it into 2 different chests. So I decided to put it into 1 chest. And then that 1 chest is going to, once it has a full load, or once it's, I'm gonna limit it to 1 stack, because that's really all you need. You don't even need that, but I need a number in there. So I figure 1 stack is a good number to have. And then when that chest has 1 stack in it, then the coal station here is going to disable itself, and then the coal train will move on and then not come back until that stack is empty. Kind of saving some trip time. And I could also if I notice the coal train coming down here too often, I could also change it. I could just make the box there bigger, but still limit it to 50 so that the train doesn't come back until it's almost empty, but then fill it up a little bit more. And I don't know if you saw there the line, the red line just wouldn't. It was 1 square too short, so I had to fiddle with my lines. And here, going through the achievement list, I was getting worried that I was accidentally crafting things, so I decided to put that lazy bastard achievement up on the board there, so you can kind of see it. So you see that I've created 0 items. That way, if I ever look up there and I see that there's 1, I know that I'm in trouble. I'm gonna have to go back and do things. But anyway, we've got drop off green circuits, drop off gears, and drop off iron. I had named them PU by accident, but I need to name them DO because obviously we want the trains to be going down to them. And of course, because I've named them that now, you are going to start seeing trains show up because we've got an iron plate train, and we have I don't think we have a gear train because this is the first place that uses gears, but we do have an iron plate train, and we have 2 of them now. So in theory, if one of the stations gets full, we could see that iron plate train. And now that I'm saying that, I think possibly we're not going to see it because if I remember correctly, it's being heavily utilized elsewhere. Also, the way these stations are set up, I need the coal lines to be a little bit out of the way because they are they're right in the way of the lines coming off, dropping things off. And look at how these busy trains bringing breaking all the ore up. I just love watching it work. Like I show up and it's busy and it's doing stuff. It's it's kind of cool. I like how that works. But anyway, here's the problem. We're the same problem I had down at the iron ore station I'm having at the iron pickup station, and I haven't quite yet figured out what the problem is and how to fix it. As I've said last episode, I figured that out now. I just don't figure it out in this episode. It has to do with chain signals. There might be a better way to do it, but I found out the way that works for me, and I like it because it works for me, and I figured it out on my own. But anyway, I didn't know, and I was kind of busy, and I didn't want to spend the time and effort trying to think of it while recording an episode for you guys, because I don't want to stand there still for 20 minutes while I'm recording the episode. So yeah, I slept on it, took a nap, and figured it out on my own, and it makes me happy. But anyway, yeah, I still haven't fixed the boxes in this thing. They're still iron boxes, and I really need to fix that. And it's just annoying that I haven't. I don't even know if I've done it yet. It's one of those things that's on my to-do list. But generally, when I have Factorio time, I'm recording for this show, because that's what you do when you do stuff on YouTube. Anyway, so I finally got power to these guys, and notice, yeah, there's the iron train. It has come down, so I know it works. That's awesome. So I need to set up the on-off filter for it, and I just know instantly what the amount is, and it is, I know then 2200. That's the thing, because I haven't written down what things with stack size of 100 need, and that's 2200. So then I do the same thing for gear wheels, and gear wheels, though, need, I don't know if they're the same, but he's set up, he's going to pick up gears, and I'm going to send him off there, and as I'm riding him, I'm directing the train to do what it's supposed to do. And it zigzagged there. There's no reason why it would have to do that, but it did. On its way, I decided for a second that I was going to go up to the whatever station, but then I decided instead I would come over here and do something, and I don't remember what. Maybe I'm out of something. Don't see myself out of anything, but yeah, I don't know what I picked up. But you notice that the iron ore train was stuck again. I don't think I noticed that here. I did notice, though, that if you put cargo wagons on a train that's in motion, it goes into manual mode, which I think is kind of funny. Looks like yeah, I wanted to pick up that's what it was. I picked up stuff to make a train because I wanted to set up my circuit delivery train for the station down here. So I get that thing running, and then I decide I'm going to come down here and hop on the gear train, but the gear train is gone. It's already headed back down to the gear drop-off station, so it's actually working quite well. And I'm also getting annoyed here. You see that it put wood in my train. Wood isn't so bad, but there was one point where it put, yeah, see the gears are sitting here. They're not unloading, though, because I haven't set up the filter yet. But there's the filter. Now it's unloading, and everything is going well. But I also need to set up the filter here, and it looks like it's 100. Yeah, it's 100, so it's, again, 2200. If I click on it, there we go. Oh, 4400 is 100. So, that's weird. I don't know. Maybe I need to recheck my numbers because I don't know what they are. Circuits, though, I know are 200, so I set that to 8800 because that's double what I set the other one too. I'm obviously not going to use grenades on these little spattering of trees here, so I set up blue build to delete them while I start to lay the groundwork for the base. But I am going to use grenades on these, and I am running very low. That 26 there on my list is the number of grenades left in my inventory, and I'm not making them, so I'm trying to be very conservative with them. And of course, as the sun sets here, it's going to get really dark. So as I'm laying these things and I'm getting annoyed, I decide I'm going to oh yeah, set up my filters here so that we can start to get the circuits going, which is nice. I decide to get power poles, and because the power poles have lights on them, just as soon as you lay them down, you start getting lights. So I just kind of lay them around in a circle here, a square, if you will, depending on which way do you swing, circle or square. You can see here that I did that specifically for the light, and that was not just for you. I wanted it for myself too, obviously. And this is not the best way to do this, but this is the way I did it, and I'll probably come back here and fix this up later. I was just trying to very quickly get all 6 belt types going and running, and in my haste I possibly made it take longer than it would normally take. But you know what? It's an outpost. It's a black box. Once it's working, I can come back and fix it any time, but it is working, and then I'll be able to get belts anytime I want them, in particular for myself and then also for the science station. I set this up here so that the belts are on both sides, and then I immediately change my mind and decide that no, I want the belts to be only on one side, and then I'm going to bring the iron up onto the other side and then send it off the other way too, so I can have iron later, because I want iron and belts on one side, and then for the underground belts, and then also I need those need iron electronic circuits and belts. And now I'm thinking, well, what do I do with that? So I decide I'm just gonna, this is what happens when you don't plan something ahead. This is what this line in the middle here is going to have the two other kinds of belts on it. It's going to have the undergrounds and the splitters. And then, so I need to run the belts and plates on one side here, and then I need to run the electronic circuits on the other side. So boom, that does that, and then I just need those belts, and then they are going to fill up, and it's going to start dropping off the things, and everything is working, and everything is happy. It's ugly, but it's functional, and that's kind of that's the way the thing works. I realize I'm going to need a pickup station, so I used the very last of my grenades. I got one left, and they're gone now, and I need one more station to pick up things. And this is the first my first foray into a station that's not going to be single use. So I place the loader station, and then I place the belts, and then I immediately as soon as I place the belts here, there they are. I immediately think, wait a minute, I don't want a station like this. I don't want a generic loading station. I want a station that, I guess I don't do it quite yet, but I realize eventually here that I don't want to load a whole bunch of stuff into here. Yeah, there it is. And what I want to do is I want to set it up so that I'm loading all 6 of these different items into the trains. And I don't know exactly how I want to do it. I don't even know yet because I haven't finished this even in my playthrough. But you know, what I want to do is I want to be able to show up with a train that needs something in particular and have that something in particular get loaded onto the correct car. It might be that I only need a 1-car train as my supply train. It might be that I need a 2-car train. I don't know yet, but it's going to need that. I'm going to need to send plates to not plates, but belts. I'm going to need to be able to send them somewhere. I just don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. What I do know that I'm going to do here, though, is I'm going to set up the red plates now, and it's ugly. I set it up here because I need the red belts. The red belts need gears and yellow belts, so I send gears and yellow belts up the line, and now I'm making red belts. Just like before, I also now need undergrounds and those, but those don't have the same recipes as their yellow counterparts. Those take their other kinds, which means I need to run the yellow belts, and I've already did this because I knew it ahead of time. I was just checking the recipes. But I need to send underground belts and splitters up one side and gear wheels and circuits up the other side so that I can get these things going, because the underground belts take gears and the splitters take circuits. And that's the way it is. So I decide I'm going to set up a train here that will go somewhere. I don't know where it's going. I'm manually driving it. I don't know where I am going or why I'm going there. It looks like I ran out of blue arms. Looks like I'm also checking my my things here, and oh yeah, just as always, cleaning things up. You come up to the station and you realize you did something stupid to get around things. But yeah, I guess I'm going to be going down next time to finish that thing up. This has taken longer than I thought. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, talk at you later.